Hi everyone, and welcome to another model railway review from Class 47 Peter, and today I'm going to be taking a look at the Bachmann Class 150 two-car DMU. Now the Class 150 that I'm going to be taking a look at is the revised model. When Bachmann first released the Class 150, only the one unit had seats in it. The other unit did not. It was the dummy car that had the seats and the motor car that didn't have any seats in there. It was just blacked out because all the interior had been taken up by the motor and the mechanism. Although because the windows had been blacked out, it was hard to see the seats in the dummy car anyway, especially if you stood a good few feet away from the model. But then Bachmann had a rethink and they went back to the drawing board and they revised the model. They upgraded the chassis, and also both units now have seats in them, but also this model has interior lighting. When they first released the Class 150, it didn't have the interior lighting. So both units come in two separate boxes, as you can see, and the packaging that's been used is the plastic ice cube packaging. So with the packaging removed from the card tray, we come on to the paperwork. We have the Collector Club leaflet there, as well as the product warranty and the maintenance care. And we have the exploded diagram and instruction manual, which I won't read through this because we've seen all this before. So with the outer plastic sleeve removed, we have access to the detail pack. And so in this bag we have the, I suppose we can call the speaker holder. We have some cosmetic couplings in there, and the connector to connect both units together, and we have a couple of snow plows. They've not been painted, and it would have been nice if they had been painted, but that doesn't matter because you can paint them yourself, and I for one find painting details like this up quite fun. So both units have been unboxed. Now this is actually the second model that I've had, because the first model I had a few quality control issues with the dummy car. On the sides of the body there was a few small marks on the body, but the biggest thing really with the dummy car on that model was the silver framework. Now on the other side, on the one side I should say, on the model it was perfectly fine, nothing wrong with it, but on the other side it looked like as if it hadn't been painted or the paint had worn off. So I got in contact with Hereford Model Centre, which is where I bought this model from, and told them about this and asked if I could get a replacement, and they said yes, we can replace it. So I sent that model back and I got this model in place of it, and this model is perfect. There's nothing wrong with this model, and especially with this model all the silver framework is there and it's painted as it should be, because we do pay a lot of money for these models, so we shouldn't really be experiencing any quality control issues with these. So now we'll move on to the detail, and I have to say Bachmann have captured the overall look of the Class 150 superbly, especially the face of the Class 150 as well. I mean, you have the separately fitted window wipers in the windows, you have working lights on the model, you have the corridor gangway connections on the front, and they do have some nice rivet detail on them. You even got the lamp irons on the one side of the gangways as well. Got separately fitted handrails on the front, and even right down to the horns just underneath here on under the front, which they've been separately fitted. The detail on this model is superb. The livery that this model is in is the Centro livery. And I chose this livery because this is the livery that I saw Class 150s in when I was a kid. And so I really do like this livery, and so I just had to have a 150 in this livery for Foxhill Junction. The livery application has been superbly applied, no errors in the paint, it's a very nice even coat. You've got the correct shade of colours, you've got the green, the white, the bright blue stripe and the grey, and this livery is very Regional Railways-esque, because it does echo shades of the Regional Railways livery, because you have the grey on the bottom, just here, then this bright blue stripe, as well as the white, and instead of the dark blue colour you have the green. So it really is a very attractive and nice colour scheme, I think. You've got the Centro logos that have been crisply applied on the sides of the body, and they look really nice. You've got separately fitted handrails by the driver's door, and you've also got the buttons as well to open the doors, just here. And the detail on those is fantastic. We have some very nice detail on the underframe, and some of that detail has been painted, as you can see, which does look really nice. Now the motor in this model has been put in this end up here, which that is fine, because although this end of the unit has been blacked out with no seat in it, there is seats in the rest of the interior on the unit, and there are seats in this unit as well. So it doesn't matter too much that this end has the motor. But what Bachmann has done, which I think is quite clever, is that they've actually painted the sides of the seats just there, as you can see. So it does sort of create the illusion that there are seats in there, even though obviously when you get up and look inside it there aren't any seats. And it's the same story on this side of the unit as well. So even though that there aren't seats in this area on the model, in this part of the interior, they have at least painted the sides of the seats there, so it does sort of create the illusion that there are seats in there, if you get what I'm saying. So that's quite a nice little feature, I think. We have some destinations in the destination boards. So in this unit you can see that the unit is going to Hereford via Kidderminster, and that's quite cool that it's got Hereford in the destination board on this end of the unit, because I bought this model from Hereford Model Centre, which is in Hereford, so it's quite cool that Hereford is there in the destination lines. And like I said, it's going via Kidderminster, which is located in the West Midlands, which is where I live, so that's quite cool as well, I think. And on the other unit, the destination in the destination blind says Shirley. So I have added the snowplows and the cosmetic couplings. The snowplows have been painted, and I've painted the snowplows using the Humble Acrylic rail colour 407, which is the warning yellow. And I do think that these snowplows look better once they've been painted, and so they look really nice, I think. So now we come to the running performance for the Class 150, and as you can see it runs as sweet as a nut, straight from the box, and this is how they should perform straight from the box. No motors burning out, grinding noises or anything of that nature. It's a smooth runner, as you can see. Okay, so I have turned the lights off. I have left the shed door open, but I've done this so you can see the lights better. So there are the headlights. and there are the tail lights. And as I mentioned earlier, we have interior lighting in this model, which you can see. And the interior lighting in this model really is a nice touch and a nice feature to have as well. So what do I think then of Bachmann's revised Class 150? Well, it's a stunning model, it really is, and I can't seem to pick a fault with it. So I do definitely recommend that you get one of these. If you are collecting DMUs for your layout, then I would definitely recommend the Bachmann Class 150 to join your DMU fleet. And regardless, whatever era you're pulling, whether it's like me, you don't model a Pacific era, or you model an era, let's say, the privatisation era, or even the modern day era, then I'd definitely recommend you get a Class 150. Because it really is quite nice to see a Class 150 running around on a layout. So that brings me on to the end of this review on Bachmann's revised Class 150. I hope you've enjoyed watching it. Please subscribe to the channel and check out all my other videos, and I'll see you again next time. Take care.